really underutilized, and it's a great way to pass guard or force to half guard. For MMA, it's great because guys are so good at recovering guard. If you start making your way towards side control, guys are so good at least getting one leg in, getting to half guard, which in MMA is what I want because it's a great position to be in. You have to understand now, when you're in half guard, it's like you're controlling the hip line and the upper body. So in side control, all I can really control, right, is his upper body. Yeah, I can cover his hips a little bit, but his legs are free to swing. So anyways, so we start in butterfly, right? And I want to flatten him out, and I like bicep control, so I'll flatten the guy out, or I'll take at least one underhook, right? So I can go bicep control here and here, or one underhook, depending on what side I'm passing to. If I have my right underhook, I'm going to be passing cross, right? Cross side to the left. So when I'm here, right, the goal is, so look, if his knees are facing the ceiling and I'm in his butterfly guard, it's really hard to get over it, right? Like you see guys all the time try to lift their leg and like almost like jump over it, but it's very hard. So the goal is to get one leg down like this, right? Now it's way easier for me to get around the leg. So the goal, what I want to do is I'm scrolling past, right? I'm going in an explosive movement to the direction that I want to move into. But my bottom leg, so the trailing leg is gonna move like this, right? And my other leg is kind of like passing over, jumping over the leg that I'm going towards. So turn this way, turn your head that way. Your head this way. I just wanted to see my leg. So I'm here, right? I know which way I want to go. I'm going towards my left. I got an underhook or bicep control, right? And I'm scrolling past here. So it's got to be explosive. It's not step by step like lift your leg and then go by. It's all one motion. I'm here. His butterfly hook. So what happens is I'm here. This leg is moving like this, right? And I'm scrolling the other leg out, and I'm passing to my left or to side. Sometimes I get all the way across. Guys with good guard retention, obviously, will try to get this leg back, but a lot of times I'll push to half guard, which is also good, right? So in MMA, I want to be here. I'm controlling this leg. Look, by sitting on this leg, I have control of his hip line, and obviously I have control of his shoulder line. And if I'm really being aggressive, I'll use my hands to control his chin line as well, which is how you control someone that's really athletic and explosive. You have to control their whole body.
Like me.
You can't be loose. Guys are strong and athletic, and they're good at jiu-jitsu now. So I'm here and here. So let me just show it one more time. So look, a lot of times, come around this way, guys. So I'll be here, right? I'll force him down. I'll get to bicep control. I'm here, and this leg is coming like this, and I'm scrolling past. Right? A lot of times, they'll sneak this one back in, yeah, which is fine also. If I get stuck here, try not to, this is a little more advanced, but we're going a little further into the next movements. But come around this way. Look, everyone come around, yeah. So look, when you're here, right, you know how you're here and you're trying to force your way past, right? And this is what ends up happening. If he's got a butterfly hook in still, yeah, he's got a butterfly hook in, and I'm trying to get chest to chest with him, that's no good. Because, let me just get there. I'm here and here, right? Now look, I'm trying to run past, and he extends his left leg, and he dumps me out. Right? Or even if I don't fall over, he's gonna dump me, look, and his hips will shoot back, his hips will shoot out, He dumps me that way. His hips will shoot back out that way, and he'll stand up. He gets back up. All you need is a little bit of space, right? Say he starts passing. I dump him out this way. All I need is that, right, to get up. All I need is half a foot for my hips to go out and get up. So when you feel that, lay down. If you feel like you sprawl past and he still has that butterfly hook in here, don't force yourself all the way around. Just stay right here. And then what you can do is you can pick up his bottom leg and you can go this way. So people are like, oh, he's trying to pass. The bottom guy, oh, he's trying to go that way, he's trying to go that way. That's not always the goal. I just want to get here, right? If he gets that hook in, that's fine. I'll just pick him up and go this way. Or if he gets that leg in, and I stand up, and I can just pass that way. So, back to the beginning. One more time. Scroll pass. I fly it out. I get it flat. This leg is swinging like a pendulum. And I'm scroll passing him, and I'm going inside. That's a scroll pass. Go for it.
All right.
The other player or your opponent or your training partner down from turtle or referee's position, as we would say in wrestling, or they would say. It's really hard sometimes to get people to move. Just go to your elbows for a second. Like, especially if they have a wide base with their knees, and you're trying to, and their elbows are in tight, and like can't get your hooks in. It's really hard to get them to like fall over, or if you go front headlock. And guys, people are really good at being defensive, especially when your training partner is like, sometimes they're super defensive. Like, people lay on their back and they just stay here, and it's like, what do I do with this person? Like, they're not giving you much. So I'm going to show you a couple ways to combat that. The first one is it's pretty simple, but a lot of people don't realize how effective it is. Turn this way a little bit. So anytime I am, just before we go anywhere, anytime I'm the top player in this position, whether I'm here or here, it's really important to note that you don't want to, what we call, backpack the other person. So if you put all your weight in the center of their back, stand up or get your head high, it's really easy for them to start coming up. So that's why backpacks are made the way they're made. Like, you don't wear a backpack on your shoulder, right? Because then you're gonna be walking around like this all day. You don't wear a backpack like down here, because you'd be like, a backpack is made so that it sits right in the center of your body, so it's comfortable and it's easy to move around. So the same goes for when you're grappling with someone in this position. You don't want to be a backpack. I mean, people say, oh, I'm a human backpack. Once you get your hooks in, then that's fine. But you don't want to stay in the center of their body. You have to choose a quarter, and there's 4 quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I'm on this side and I want to like be heavy on him, I got to choose if I'm going to be on the top left quarter or the bottom left quarter. So all your weight needs to be centered on one of those quarters. So if I'm up here, I want all my weight to be right here so that it's breaking him down this way. If I'm back here, I want all my weight to be on one of his hips, right? So when I'm here in this position, that's just an overview. We're not necessarily going to go into that today, but so one of the ways I'm going to show you is just a simple knee block, right? When I'm here in this position, referee's position, look, my left knee is beside his. You guys come around if you want. My left knee is beside his left knee here, look, right? And what I'm doing is I'm keeping his leg from coming out more, and the same with his arm. I'm covering his arm and his knee. So if I were to pull him and he didn't want to fall over, he would base out, right? And exactly, his knee would come out and his elbow would come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to block that from happening. I'm here and here, my knee's blocking, my elbow, my hand's on his elbow or tricep, and my hand is on his other hip, and I really want to get I want to get my finger into the crease of this hip so I can get a good grip on him. It's almost be like uncomfortable for him. But I don't want to go too deep because then he can cover with his elbow and he can roll, and that can cause me to get reversed, right? We're gonna go over that also. So I'm here and here, blocking his knee and his tricep, and I'm just pulling with my other arm, look, and I'm causing him to go to his hip. From here, as soon as he hits the floor, I have to get heavy on his hip here. So as soon as he hits the floor, I'm heavy with my forearm. Turn a little bit. So I want to put all my weight right here on his hip, so that, because his reaction, right, if he falls to the floor, in order for him to get up, he needs to scissor his legs and come back to all fours. And there's no other way he can get up unless he just sits up, right? And that's not gonna happen, obviously, because I'm on top of him. So his reaction, people hit the floor and they automatically do this. They scissor and they come up. So I have to get heavy here to prevent him from doing that, try to do that. It's really hard for him to do that now. The next step would be to get wrist control, right? So I'm getting wrist control. If you're here and you feel like, put your elbow out a little more, sometimes it's hard to reach, right? Don't take your weight off and try to reach it. But what I want you to do is just drop your chest into his lat here, right? I'm staying heavy on his hip. I can't reach the wrist. I'm dropping my chest heavy into his lat, and I'm just, look at my hand. I can't reach it, right? I'm just coming forward, and he falls over his own elbow. A lot of times if I go hard, he'll fall all the way over it. So come back up. So, no, I'll go back down. So I'm here, but for now, just you're reaching the wrist, right? No thumb, monkey grip. So all on one side, that's how I like to grip it, especially with an MMA glove. If you have an MMA glove, or you can go, really you should be reaching for the outside of his hand. For glove or no glove, it's very hard for him. From here, he's stronger. Extend your arm, or that, yeah. Now do it. It's much harder. It's easier for me to control his hand. So I'm staying heavy, and I'm throwing my leg over the top, and I'm dropping my, rotate this way. I'm dropping my knee in the pocket. A lot of times people do this, scissor your hips. Look, and you can still get back up. But when I drop my knee in the pocket, right here, it's blocking his leg from doing that scissoring motion that we were talking about earlier. Scissor your leg. Now look, he's stuck. So for MMA, obviously I'm hitting him. If I'm here and here, pick your elbow up, your arm up. I'm here and here, and I'm punching him. For self-defense, if you're on the street. But for jiu-jitsu, just stop here. We're just gonna stop here for now. So, and obviously you would progress in a jiu-jitsu match or in a training setting. So from the top, I'm blocking his knee, blocking his arm from basing out, and I'm pulling. I drop him to his hip and I get heavy. I reach for the wrist and I'm stepping over and I'm dropping my knee in the pocket. All right, let's try that and then we're gonna move on. 1, 2 times when you're here, right? And you're pulling them and they do have a good base. It's hard to knock them down, right? And you're like, damn, he's not going this way. So I'll switch sides. And it's called, the way you do it is by lifting your leg, and we call it pissing on a hydrant, actually. So you'll be here, and like a dog pisses on a hydrant, and you jump to the other side, okay? So, I didn't show this one because I like it, but I wanted to show this other one. Sometimes you use your other knee, right? And you'll pull, it won't work, you'll switch, and you'll go. But I think it's just a waste of time. You're tighter here, and it's easier to jump to the other side if you have to. So I pull, he's now moving this way, right? So look, see how he's basing out? I'm using that momentum to lift my leg and hop to the other side, and then I pull him the other way and bring him down. Another reason why I would hop that way is if, say, you put your wedge in too deep, Or you have an MMA glove on and he overhooks your hand. Over the hand. Or he just grabs it and he's gonna try to roll. Before he rolls, look, I piss on the hydrant and I jump to the other side, but my knee comes to the back of his tricep and I rip my hand out. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys have watched it. Nick Diaz versus George St. Pierre. They knew that George was going to take him down, he would roll to turtle, and that he would do this. So they drilled this over and over at Renzo's. Because they knew that he would grab the wrist, because he would do Petersons to everyone. Nick Diaz, he'd grab the wrist, grab it, and do it. And he would roll, and he would reverse people, yeah. So you gotta be wary of that, because it happens a lot, especially with good wrestlers. So you're here, you pull, he bases out, you lift your leg, you literally lift your leg, like you're pissing on the hydrant, right? I lift, and I jump to the other side. And then you're here, look. You pull, grab. So you're basically just jumping to the other side and doing it on the other side. And then, when you guys get used to that, we'll go over when he grabs, and I go to the other side, look. Try to keep your elbow in. Look, he's tight. I can't get my arm out, right? I get to the other side before he rolls me. Come around, guys. My knee comes to the back of his tricep here, look. Right here. And I rip my arm out. And then you're back to work. Well, let's go over that first one first. 1, 2. From here, I'll stay heavy on him, right? I'll get wrist control. And I'm looking for his near ankle. Or the instep of his foot. Which is right here, right? The instep. And so I get the wrist control, I'm heavy. He doesn't know what I'm looking for exactly. My chin is coming to this side of his hip. Like how my hand was a grip, I'm using my chin as a grip also. Look, I'm here. And I'm looking for the instep of that foot, and I'm pulling him towards me. So I'm lifting and I'm dropping him. The key of this is to put all the pressure on his knee. Really, it tears your ACL. If you were to like try to fight this, it would tear his own ACL. I've seen guys blow their knees out trying to fight this in the gym because they're just too stubborn. What happens is that when, just come up on all fours, like higher, yeah. So if I pull his knee out, right, what happens is it puts the torque on the hip and eventually it breaks you down. If he forces against this and he keeps his hips here without like breaking down to the mat, it will eventually tear everything in your knee because your ligaments are the only thing holding on to keeping your foot from going all the way over here. So, but what happens is most people let their knees get turned and it puts the torque on the hip, and then that's how, when you pull, it breaks someone down, all right? So just so you know that, it's the same thing as a heel hook. I'm really just turning and I'm isolating your hip from moving and your leg from moving, so all the pressure's on your knee, it just tears everything in your knee. So anyways, go back to your, I just wanted you guys to have that like physiology and the mechanics of why this works. So I'm here, I'm having a hard time breaking him down. I get wrist control though, okay? My chin comes to his hip and I'm literally like biting down on his lat hip here. And I'm looking for the instep of that foot. And now look, I'm pulling his foot up and then over. So I'm bringing his foot to his butt and then I'm bringing him over. So I got the wrist, my chin is here, I'm pulling him up and over. And then it's the same thing, guys. I'm here heavy on his hip and I'm over and I'm in the same position. All right? This way a little bit and then drop it. Sorry. Okay. You're right?
Yeah.
You felt that though, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I almost ripped his knee off. So when you're here, look, you might have to, the back leg closest to his butt might have to post and then you come up. See how I always bring him onto his shoulder first and then drop him. So don't do it, go back up. Don't do it like, don't just try to pull him from here. You're not going to get him over. So up, over. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Try. Because everyone's so slick to that now that they go over, they'll just grab your wrist. So if he does, say you do that and he does grab your wrist and you're like, uh-oh, and he's trying to go for it, you hop to the other side and you simply just put keep it tight. Yeah. You just put come around, girls. You put your knee on the back of his tricep here, right? And you just put your hand out. Now you're back to doing whatever you want to do. So it's just something for you to think about. He goes to the other side, it's the same thing. I hop to the other side, knee to the tricep, I pull my hand out. So just try that. All right, and then we're gonna move on. 1, 2, 3. This arm's coming across. The key is to stay as tight as possible. So when I do get up onto my elbow, I don't want my elbow, turn. I don't want my elbow to be like all the way over here, right? I want to stay tight on it. So look what happens. When I'm here, sometimes I'll grab his shoulder just to keep it, so that when I get on my elbow, I don't lose him. Look, I get on my elbow, look, I'm tight. Look how close to him I am. My head is here. And when I go gable grip, now, this is it. And try to grab my hands. Good luck. It's too late. And then I'll flatten you out. Sorry. Or I'm here and I'm assaulting you from there. So keep it tight. But it's a great, come here now, sorry. Guys, I don't care how tough you are, who you are, how long you've been doing jiu-jitsu. When I get you here, put your chin down. I'm just gonna show them a little, like when I'm here, right? Try to struggle out. No matter, it's too tight. It will break your jaw and put you to sleep at the same time. So when this is like, I choke everyone this way now. I don't even care about getting my arm under, lift your chin up. I don't care about this anymore. People always hide their chins. I just drive my forearm across their face and I just go here and I just start pulling. And eventually something bad happens to them and they give up. And especially once I'm here, because this is terrible for me. You saw what happened last week with Hamzat? Yep. He did that and he just broke all the guy's teeth. They all got pushed back. All his front teeth got pushed back. And it was automatic tap. And this is what this does. If you do it on their nose, on the bridge of their mouth, their jaw, you'll break their faces. And like I always think about, never mind.
Go ahead. Let's hear this.
So I have like a fantasy that someone's gonna start some shit with me in the street. I go out with my wife, I'm like, man, no one wants to fight me in the street anymore. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? No one wants to fight you in the street anymore? I'm like, I just dream of the day someone gives me the right to. So anyways, this is a great way to hurt someone. Yeah.
Can you tell them that there is a viral video of you fucking up somebody in the street?
Yeah. You were with Gallardo, right? You were
with Jeff Gallardo.
Yeah.
You know Jeff Gallardo?
When keeping it real.
Yeah.
Didn't you have your hot coffee? You broke it.
Yeah, I was like, what's happening? Yeah. I almost lost my finger that day, though.
Really?
Yeah. I almost lost 3 fingers that day. We fell through a storefront window. Or we hit a storefront window and it came down on us. And it landed on my hand and almost cut my fingers off. I had to have surgery on my finger.
So you guys go Google that when you get home.
So
seriously, that's your homework. That's your homework.
You want to do the smash pass also, right? You wanted me to show them that?
Yeah, do you want them to finish this or?
Yeah. All right, one more time.
Can I just one last question?
Sure.
Sorry about that. Can you talk about how valuable it is to break somebody down, belly down like that?
Oh yeah. So I mean that's like one of the most vulnerable positions. The most vulnerable position you can be in jiu-jitsu or MMA or in the street. It's face down, flattened out. Yeah. The next one would probably be in mount, I guess, but probably not. Probably back control would be more dangerous than mount, because mount is like so hard to keep mount unless the person doesn't know what they're doing. But that's definitely the worst place to do it. Yeah. It's flattened out with someone on top of it. Yeah. Try this a little longer and then Fred wanted me to show you guys one more thing, all right? So 1, 2, 3.